Hi, welcome to the Leading Emerging Leaders podcast. My name is Caitlin and I am the host. Today our topic is motivation and performance. What is motivation? Motivation is the force that drives us to take action and work towards our goals, shaping the way we think, feel, and behave. To fully understand what motivation means, we can break it down by looking at its root word, motive, which refers to a need, desire, or reason that compels someone to act. Motivation is essentially this internal or external push that gives us purpose and direction. It explains why we make choices, set goals, and strive to achieve them. Motivation can come from two main sources: interest and usefulness. When we find something interesting, we feel naturally drawn to it, devoting emotional, physical, and intellectual energy because it captures our curiosity or excites us. For example, pursuing a hobby or learning about a subject we love is powered by interest. On the other hand, usefulness motivates us when a task or goal offers practical value or benefits. We are driven by the understanding that completing the task will help us achieve something important, such as studying for an exam to get a good grade or working hard at a job to make money or receive praise. Both interest and usefulness are powerful motivators because they give us a clear reason to act. They keep us focused and provide meaning to what we do. By understanding what motivates us, we can channel that motivated energy more efficiently and stay committed to reaching our personal and professional goals. Motivation is important because it gives us the energy and reason to do things. Without motivation, we wouldn't have the drive to reach our goals or to get through challenges like school. It helps us stay focused and work towards what we want, whether it's in our jobs, school, or personal life. Motivation makes us feel good when we achieve things and it boosts our confidence. In short, motivation is the drive behind everything we do. Next, we will have Kendall talking.
All right, howdy guys. As mentioned, my name is Kendall, and today I'd like to discuss the transformational leadership style, its impact on motivation, and how it relates to one of the most well-known theories in psychology, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. By understanding how these elements connect, we can better understand how transformational leadership not only drives performance, but it also fosters personal growth and fulfillment within a leader's followers. Transformational leadership is a style that focuses on inspiring and empowering individuals to reach their full potential. It goes beyond simply managing people to actively motivating and encouraging them to grow in many ways. It creates an environment where people's basic needs are met and then motivated to achieve higher levels of personal and professional fulfillment. This aligns closely with Maslow's famous hierarchy of needs, a theory that proposes 5 human needs are arranged in a 5-tier pyramid, with basic needs at the bottom and higher psychological needs at the top. Maslow's hierarchy starts with the physiological needs, the most fundamental requirements for survival. This is like food, water, and shelter. At the next are the safety needs, which encompasses both physical safety and emotional security. This includes the job stability and sense of predictability in life. As an individual's basic needs are met, they seek to fulfill higher level needs, including social needs. This is your belonging and love, esteem needs, self-worth and recognition, and at the top of the pyramid, self-actualization, the realization of one's full potential and the pursuit of personal growth and meaning. So how does transformational leadership connect to this hierarchy and, more importantly, to motivation? Well, first consider the lower levels of Maslow's pyramid, the physiological and safety needs. A transformational leader understands that before followers can truly be motivated to perform at their best, their basic needs must be met. While leaders may not directly control aspects like salary or work conditions, they can influence the group environment by fostering stability, fairness, and security. For example, a transformational leader can work to create an organization where followers feel safe from harm, both physically and psychologically, where they have resources they need to do their delegated jobs, and where their basic rights are respected. When these foundational needs are secured, individuals can move on to focus on higher level motivators. Next, the leader helps fulfill social needs. Transformational leaders excel at creating a strong sense of belonging. They foster teamwork, they build trust, and they encourage collaboration. Most people naturally want to feel part of something bigger than themselves, and a transformational leader creates a culture where relationships are nurtured. When followers feel connected and valued within their team, it satisfies their need for love and belonging. This, in turn, motivates them to invest more in their work and contribute to the success of the group. As we move to the top of the pyramid to the esteem needs, transformational leadership plays a crucial role in motivating people through recognition and empowerment. Transformational leaders recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of their team members, which fulfills their need for esteem and validation. But it's not just about recognition, it's about empowering individuals. Transformational leaders help people gain confidence in their own abilities and encourage them to take on challenges, push them to grow. This feeling of competence and the opportunity to contribute meaningfully to the organization or group drives an individual to strive for greater achievements. And finally, transformational leadership helps individuals reach self-actualization, the pinnacle of Maslow's hierarchy. Self-actualization is about becoming the best version of oneself, realizing that one's full potential and pursuing meaningful goals. Transformational leaders inspire their team members to reach this level by encouraging creativity, innovation, and continuous learning. They create environments where personal growth is not only supported, but it's celebrated. By challenging their followers to grow and by helping them align their work with their deeper values, transformational leaders unlock the motivation for self-actualization. The followers aren't just working for a paycheck or other tangible incentive. They're working towards personal fulfillment and contributing to something that feels meaningful. So to tie it all together, transformational leadership creates an environment where followers' needs at every level of Maslow's hierarchy are met. Leaders who inspire, empower, and support their teams allow individuals to progress up this hierarchy, from meeting basic survival needs to pursuing the highest levels of personal fulfillment. However, when we are looking at this source, my second source here, we see that Maslow's theory provides the framework, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to create motivation or inspire motivation, but it's really the environment that the leader creates within the team that encourages motivation. So when people feel safe, connected, valued, and empowered, they're motivated not just by external rewards, but by a deep sense of purpose and self-growth. Transformational leaders, by addressing these needs, cultivate an atmosphere that encourages motivation that is sustainable, intrinsic, and powerful, driving people to reach their full potential both for themselves and for their team. And now I'm going to hand it over to Gabby.
Thanks, Kendall. My name's Gabby, and I'm going to be talking about encouraging commitment today. As an emerging leader, it's important to encourage commitment because it helps create a motivated and dedicated team that works harder, stays focused on goals, and leads people to support one another. When people are committed to their goals, they care about their work, take pride in it, and are more likely to stick around and make a lasting impact. This not only improves performance results, but also builds a positive and productive environment in their community. Encouraging commitment requires various methods that all align with key principles of transformational leadership, motivation, and performance. According to Lori Paulberg and Bob Lavigna in their article, Transformational Leadership and Public Service Motivation, Driving Individual and Organizational Performance, published in the Public Administration Review in 2010, transformational leadership strategies can significantly enhance employee motivation and commitment by aligning personal and organizational values. Here are a few steps that can help guide this process effectively. The first step is to communicate a clear and inspiring vision. Transformational leadership focuses on creating and sharing a clear, inspiring vision. People feel more dedicated when their work feels meaningful and tied to bigger goals. Lori Paulberg and Bob Lavigna advise emerging leaders to create and share ideas that align with your team's values and goals. It's important to make sure that these ideas highlight shared values like helping others, fairness, or sustainability. The second step is to align personal values with organizational goals. Commitment grows when followers feel their values match their goals at hand. To encourage this, you can also include new group members into the organization's culture, mission, and the impact of their roles from the beginning. You may also design jobs or assign roles that help people see how their work makes a positive difference. The third step is to empower and support your team. Empowerment is a key principle of transformational leadership. When leaders give their followers room for independence, it allows them to take control of their work. You can do this by involving team members in decision-making to help shape strategies and solutions. You can also provide opportunities for skill development and access to resources to build confidence. This will help foster a trusting environment where followers feel safe to innovate and even take risks. The fourth step is to set meaningful and achievable goals. It's important to set goals that are both challenging and achievable. In order to inspire commitment, one can clearly explain the purpose of each goal and how it connects to the organization's mission. This can be done by involving the team in setting goals to make sure that they align with individual interests and motivations. It's important to review and adjust goals regularly to keep them relevant and achievable as circumstances change. The fifth and final step is to lead by example. As an emerging leader, your actions and behavior have a big impact. Followers look up to you for guidance on what is expected. In order to gain respect from your followers through your actions, you should be ethical, consistent, and dedicated in your decisions and actions. You should also be open about conflicts between personal and organizational values to find solutions that respect different viewpoints. Overall, emerging leaders should follow these 5 steps in order to encourage commitment to their followers. Now, Kaylee will discuss setting organizational goals.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee, and today I want to discuss the importance of setting organizational goals and how they serve as a powerful motivator for teams and individuals. As leaders, we understand that goals are not just benchmarks. They are the compass that guides our actions, aligns our efforts, and defines our success. James D. Thompson and William J. McEwen, in their article Organizational Goals and Environment, Goal Setting as an Interaction Process, remind us that organizational goals are dynamic and must evolve with the changes in both the internal and external environment. Effective goal setting begins with clarity. Goals should articulate what the organization strives to achieve and why it matters. Using the SMART framework, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, ensures goals are practical and actionable. Thompson and McEwen highlight the goals must also align with societal needs and expectations. This means recognizing our organization's interdependence with its environment and adapting to our objectives to reflect changing markets, emerging challenges, and societal demands. But goals alone do not drive motivation. Leaders must inspire their teams to embrace and pursue these objectives. Motivation stems from understanding the purpose behind the work. When team members see how their efforts contribute to larger goals, they feel a sense of belonging and significance. As Thomas and McEwen argue, goal setting involves interaction. Collaborating with stakeholders and integrating their perspectives strengthens commitment and builds trust. Additionally, celebrating progress is essential for sustaining motivation. Recognizing achievements, even small ones, reinforces the value of the team's contribution and builds momentum towards greater success. Leaders must also remain adaptable. Goals may require reevaluation in response to unforeseen changes. This flexibility demonstrates resilience and encourages teams to view challenges as opportunities for growth. In conclusion, setting organizational goals is both a strategic and motivational tool. It requires a balance of clarity, adaptability, and collaboration to ensure that goals are not only aligned with the organization's mission, but also inspire the people driving it forward. By connecting purpose with action and recognizing progress along the way, we can turn goals into a source of collective energy and achievement. Now I will hand it off to Griffin, who will discuss fostering a growth environment.
Awesome, thanks Kaylee. So Ava Tress wrote in an article that she published in 2017, basically individuals are the most important units in organizational change. Therefore, a successful implementation requires employees' acceptance and support. So her paper really focuses on, organizations that are in some sort of limbo, like they're changing from one thing to another thing. And so that's like innately a hostile sort of environment. And so I want to talk about how we foster a sense of growth even in turbulent times, like going through some sort of organizational change. So basically, Ava kind of coins a new term. She calls it empowering leadership, and it's some sort of combination between transformational leadership, like the inspiring aspect of transformational leadership, and the dialogue, the open communication that's present in discursive leadership. It's kind of a combination of both of those things. And when you combine all of those elements together, you create an environment where people are connected, where they're intrinsically motivated, and where goals can actually be accomplished. And so, empowering leadership isn't about micromanaging. It's not about constantly stepping in to save the day. It's about building trust. As a leader, you provide the necessary support. That could be training, resources, or it could also just being available to answer questions or have conversations that don't necessarily have to be work related. But then you step back and you let the individuals take ownership of their work. By doing this, you allow them to develop a sense of self-reliance and self-efficacy. And when you allow people to do what they're good at, that's kind of where the magic happens, right? When someone feels capable and trusted to handle a task, their motivation increases. They're no longer just completing the task because they have to, they're doing it because they want to, right? That intrinsic motivation that we were talking about earlier. And that gives them a confidence boost because it increases their trust in their own abilities, right? If you think about how empowering leadership differs from more traditional styles, like if you want to talk about the command and control model, where the leadership is a central figure who directs every step, and that approach can work in certain situations, but it often stifles creativity and it leaves people feeling dependent and disengaged. And people who are disengaged don't want to accomplish tasks. Empowering leadership kind of flips that dynamic. It's not about the leader being the star of the show. It's about making sure that the team has everything that they need to succeed, and then letting them shine. There is a bit of a tricky part, right? Empowering leadership requires balance, right? Creating a space where people feel free to do what they need to do, but are also being kept on the objective. That takes finesse, right? That's a bit of an art form. It's not a science. And so you want to make sure that you're not so hands-off that people feel abandoned, but you also don't want to be so involved that you're unintentionally undermining their autonomy. And so the best empowering leaders are facilitators. They ask questions like, what do you need for me to succeed? Or how can I support you without getting in your way? It's a partnership. It's more cooperative than it is command and control, right? Another thing worth mentioning is that empowering leadership builds resilience in teams. When people are empowered, they learn how to solve problems on their own, they adapt to challenges, and they innovate. They're not constantly waiting for instructions. Instead, they're proactively finding solutions. Over time, this kind of leadership creates a culture of growth, where individuals feel confident taking on bigger responsibilities. And let's face it, that's what every leader ultimately wants, right? A team that can operate independently and effectively. And just kind of to summarize this, we kind of, at my own job, we have a quote, which is, it's to get rid of gossip. It's to get rid of people talking about other people behind other people's backs. But it goes, publicly affirm each other's strengths and privately address each other's weaknesses. And that goes a really long way in kind of developing a sense of camaraderie on a team, and once again fostering that environment of growth that creates such a productive workspace and environment. So go ahead and pass it off to Jack.
Howdy, I'm Jack. I'd like to share how Pastor Justin Wong, youth pastor at Chinese Baptist Church, exemplifies the principles of self-determination theory, or SDT, and transformational leadership through his leadership approach. Drawing from his nearly 30 years of leadership experience, his anecdotes provide a practical lens through which we can see how great leaders inspire others to grow, connect, and thrive. Self-determination theory emphasizes three core psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Transformational leadership builds on these principles by focusing on inspiring followers through a clear vision, fostering strong relationships, and encouraging practical and professional growth. Pastor Justin's leadership perfectly embodies these ideas. Autonomy and vision in leadership. One of the key aspects of Justin's leadership is how he empowers his team to take ownership. Rather than micromanaging, he provides a framework and vision, allowing them the freedom to plan and execute projects. For example, in organizing events like Java Jam, Justin entrusts his youth leaders with significant responsibilities, ensuring they understand the mission while giving them space to innovate. This aligns with autonomy in SDT, as it fosters volition and intrinsic motivation. His team isn't driven by fear or obligation, but by a shared sense of purpose and the satisfaction of contributing to a cause they believe in. The autonomy doesn't just make them more effective, it also builds their confidence and competence, hallmarks of both SDT and transformational leadership. Building relational capital and retention. Justin's ability to build relational capital is another hallmark of his leadership. His investment in his team's growth, both professionally and personally, create a deep sense of trust and loyalty. He celebrates their successes publicly, fostering a culture where achievements are recognized and valued. As a result, his ministry boasts a remarkable 75% volunteer retention rate. People stay not because they must, but because they feel seen, supported, and connected to the mission. This reflects relatedness in SDT, creating a sense of belonging and mutual care, and highlights the transformational leader's ability to inspire commitment through trust and respect, uniting individuals towards a common goal. Justin also demonstrates the transformational leader's gift of framing a shared vision. When faced with cliques or divisions, common challenges in youth ministry, he doesn't try to force everyone to get along. Instead, he frames a higher purpose, uniting them around the mission of growing as Christians and contributing to the church community. A good leader, Justin says, is someone who has given the vision to the people so they can push the mission forward. This approach not only strengthens group identity, but also helps individuals grow by shifting their focus from differences to collective goals, exemplifying inspirational motivation, a key pillar of transformational leadership. Balanced feedback for growth. One of Justin's most effective methods is his balanced approach to feedback, which he calls the punch-stroke method, pairing constructive criticism with genuine affirmation. He emphasizes that feedback isn't about punishment, but about helping individuals improve for their benefit and that of the team. For example, if someone makes a mistake, he addresses it quickly and appropriately, scaling his response based on the situation. Big public mistakes might require public correction, but he always ensures the individual feels supported, not attacked. This builds competence in SDT terms and establishes individual consideration, a core element of transformational leadership. Finally, Justin's adaptability is central to his success. He tailors his leadership to the needs of his followers. For new leaders with high commitment but low competence, he provides hands-on mentorship, offering consistent guidance and a safe environment to learn. For his seasoned members, he steps back, giving them more responsibility and space to exercise their autonomy. This dynamic approach ensures that each person grows at their own pace while contributing meaningfully to the team. It also reflects a transitional leader's ability to foster intellectual stimulation, encouraging others to think critically and take ownership of their development. Pastor Justin Wong exemplifies the principles of self-determination theory and transformational leadership in every aspect of his work. He empowers his team through autonomy and vision, builds strong relationships that foster loyalty, and inspires individuals to grow while pursuing a shared mission. His leadership is not just about getting things done, it's about transforming people's lives and equipping them to lead others. Ultimately, his example reminds us that true leadership isn't about control. It's about inspiring transformation, not just in organizations, but in the hearts and minds of the people we serve. Thank you.
Thanks, Jack. Hi, it's Caitlin again. So after viewing our virtual podcast, we invite you to self-assess what you have learned. Think back to a time that you needed to complete a task or reach a goal, and how was this experience impacted by your own levels of motivation? An example from my life is when I needed to provide good customer service at work in order to get promoted. Now, my boss was unsure if I was ready for this promotion, but I knew I was ready and I was committed. I interacted with customers and made connections with them daily, and I received great reviews at work that really motivated me to keep pushing forward and perform even better. The positive feedback made me feel recognized and appreciated for the hard work I put in, which boosted my confidence and sense of accomplishment. Knowing that my efforts and achievements were noticed by my boss gave me a strong sense of validation and encouraged me to keep striving for that promotion. This increased my confidence in myself and motivated me to be better, and I ended up getting the promotion. Now, think back about your own example from earlier. If you were the leader in your scenario, what from this lesson would you have implemented to better encourage motivation within your followers? That's all for today. Thank you for watching our podcast.